What's happening, y'all? It's your boy SnakeB69. Sorry for the lack of content lately on YouTube. I've just been busy with work. It's been kicking my absolute ass. And of course, I've been focused more on TikTok than YouTube. So yeah, sorry about that. I'll try and get some more content out there for you guys as much as I can. But anyways, here are some pet peeves that I have personally as a sports fan. Of course, number one, bandwagon fans. And that's because instead of letting themselves suffer when their teams start to suck, they fucking hop ship, they switch teams to whichever team's doing good at that time, and they only root for teams because they're good. Like, that's why I can't stand bandwagons. Of course, people, they call me a bandwagon all the time because none of my teams are in the same place. Even though I've stuck with my teams through the good years and the bad years, but yeah, they still call me bandwagon because that term has completely lost its meaning these days. And it's gone to the point where I could be a fan of the worst teams in each league. I could be a fan of the Carolina Panthers, the San Jose Sharks, the Chicago White Sox, and the Detroit Pistons. And people would still call me a bandwagon because they're not in the same area. Which goes to my next point. Gatekeeping which teams people can be a fan of. Like, people say, oh, you have to root for your hometown team. You have to root for whatever team's in your area. No, the fuck you don't. It's a free country, dude. It's a free country. People are free to root for whatever team they want as long as they stick with that team through thick and thin, through the good times and the hard times. It doesn't matter what team you're a fan of as long as you stick with that team. There's a difference between a 48-year-old man wearing an Alex Smith Chiefs jersey and a 12-year-old wearing a Patrick Mahomes jersey. So yeah. Another one I have is people saying that you don't suffer even though you've seen more losing than winning, especially in recent years. Like, as you guys know, I'm a Broncos fan. People say that I don't suffer because my team's won a Super Bowl in the last 10 years, even though I've been a fan for 15 years, and out of those 15 years, I've only seen them in the playoffs 5 times, dude. 5 fucking times. And they have the second longest active playoff drought in the NFL. 8 straight seasons, probably soon to be 9. So yeah, I definitely suffer a lot. I haven't really suffered with the Raptors as far as regular season up until very recently, ever since the Tampa Tank season. But most of that suffering before then was, of course, the playoffs. LeBronto, all that bullshit. Of course, I've been a Penguins fan since 2021. I've yet to see them win a fucking playoff series. Yes, they did win 3 Stanley Cups in my lifetime, and they repeated in 2016 and 17, but I wasn't watching hockey at that time, unfortunately. I wish I was. I wish I fucking was. But yeah, I suffer with them too over the last couple of years.
To start a business.
Then for the Rangers, my first year as a fan, they lost 102 games. 102 fucking games. 2 years later, they win the World Series. But hey, they're kind of sucking right now, but that's all that's due to injuries. And of course, that goes on to my next point, actually. Of course, when people call you a bandwagon for being a fan of a team that recently won a championship or that just won a championship, no matter how long you've been a fan of that team, like, people assume that you're a bandwagon just because they won the most recent championship, even though you've suffered with that team. Like I have with the Broncos. Everyone was calling me a bandwagon for them in 2016. The Raptors, everyone was calling me a bandwagon for them in 2019, and I've been a fan of them since 2012. You know what I mean? And of course the Rangers, you already know I'm dealing with that shit right now, because they just won the World Series. Everyone's calling me a bandwagon, even though I've proven that I was a fan before that title. I literally have pictures at a fucking game in 2021 when they went to play the Rockies at Coors Field, and when I went to go see them play the Padres last year at Petco Park. So yeah, I got all the proof that I was a Rangers fan before they won the World Series. So yeah, and to those people that will call you a bandwagon just because your team recently won a championship, even though you've suffered a lot with them before that, just tell them, don't be mad because I stuck with a team and got rewarded for it. That's my comeback for anyone that calls me a Rangers bandwagon. Don't be mad because I stayed loyal and got rewarded for it. And then last but not least, last but most definitely not least, when people say that, oh, I didn't know you played for the team, whenever you refer to your team as we, like, that shit gets on my fucking last nerve, dude. That shit gets on my last fucking nerve. Like, yeah, I'm not on the court, I'm not on the field, I'm not on the fucking ice, but I'm still contributing by supporting my team, buying their merch, which gives them money, and of course, going to games, and let alone even watching them on TV. They generate revenue off of that. We're paying for these players' contracts, so we certainly have every single right to refer to our team as we, no matter how much you hate it. I refer to my team as we 95% of the time that I talk about them, because I'm giving them money. Like I said, I'm giving them money. This Rangers World Series flag, that's giving them money.
The team is just resilient.
This Peyton Manning poster, that's giving them money. This Penguins flag, that's giving them money. Sorry about that. Of course, this banner right here, that's giving the Broncos money, and all these jerseys. I am literally paying for my team's players' contracts, dude. So yeah, we have logically, we have legally earned the right to refer to our teams as we. So yeah, just wanted to get all that off my chest. Those are my pet peeves as a sports fan. See y'all later. And like I said, I'll try and keep up with more content as much as I possibly can. But anyways, let's go Broncos, let's go Raptors, let's go Rangers, and let's go Penguins.